pull up to the party like my name was Uncle Buck. I got 2 beers up in my hand cause I don't give a fuck. I'm slapping asses of these aunties, getting handies from a stripper I invited. Yeah, my family can't stand.
Welcome to the Rapcast, everyone. Welcome to the new year.
The year of the dragon. Hence my
It
Chinese
is the Lunar New
pants.
Year, so it's like...
Yes.
So we're not super late because this is the new year just started. Because I celebrate.
Exactly. We are an international friend group.
You're wearing Chinese pants right now, am I wrong?
Gung hei fa choi.
Well, that's... I think you said a slur in Chinese. I can't confirm or deny.
But apparently, we looked it up today, and I am a rat.
You are. I knew that.
He's a rat.
I was born in the year of the rat.
I'm tiger. Me and my boys are tigers.
Wait, does that mean I'm a rat? Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, we rats. We got a... Oh, was it that Derek comedy sketch? We got a rat. Wait, what? Okay, if we got a actual rat as in somebody who's talking to the feds, then we should sniff him out and kill him. But if we got an actual rat, I'm leaving. I hate those things.
Shout out Derek
I do not remember that sketch.
No, not at all. I remember the one where he shits in class.
Yeah.
And where he plays Creep by Radiohead. Those are the 2 sketches that I remember.
No, it was Karma Police.
Oh, my apologies. To all the Derek comedy fans out there, I offer my sincere condolences.
Because Radiohead, that's all.
Yeah.
I remember.
We're kind of the new age Derek comedy.
We're sort of the Derek Whibley comedy.
Who?
Come on, from Sum 41?
Derek Whibley from... Alright, hold on. These references are alienating our audience right away.
5 minutes and we've already alienated our audience and we haven't even gotten to our names yet.
I'm Andrew. That's Alex, Sum 41 super fan, apparently. I didn't know that.
They're doing their final show in Toronto this April.
Are we going?
Fun fact, I actually might be going to Sum 41 to see Sum 41 and Pup in Nova Scotia.
Oh, sick.
This
no aspirations.
Weird side tangent because you brought up Sum 41 from a joke.
It's your fault, Alex. And that's Josh, who went on the Sum 41
tangent as well. The point is, are people even named Derek anymore? That name really came and went. Did you have any Dereks in your grade growing up?
He looks at a baby and goes, "That's Derek."
I know. He's starting him off. It already sounds like some construction worker.
Well, I feel like if the eyes are slightly just crossed, you kind of got to give it a name like Derek or fucking,
We're sorry to all the Dereks listening to the podcast right now.
There'll be none, I guarantee you.
Not anymore.
Yep. We are careening down into obscurity.
Yeah. Fast. Less than 10 minutes in.
Check out we already put out a bunch of new episodes this year. It's all talking about 2023 shit. If you want to watch, I'll give our thoughts about the top 10 bottom best albums, songs, music videos, trends, all that kind of shit. Watch those episodes. Feel free.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on fucking, what's the other one? Deezer? Is that a thing?
Deezer sounds like a old guy gay dating app.
Deezer. Yeah, I met my husband.
Deezer. I hardly know her.
Respect to all our Deezer listeners.
I met my new bottom, Derek, on Deezer.
That sounds like a legit thing. That could what came out of your mouth sounds like I can believe that.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
And that's Derek Deezer in the corner, and we're ready to go now.
What's
We've
the
all
hold on?
Introduce ourselves, right?
Is Derek the? We'll stop talking about it. I promise. But is he the singer of Sum 41, or is that someone else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
The guy with the big nose.
Don't count on me.
Yeah.
Let you know it.
I mean, you know the guy from Billy Talent's name, right?
Billy.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah, Billy Talent. What do you mean?
His name is Ian.
No,
something.
Ian DeSaw is the guitarist. Aaron something is the drummer. I don't even know if I remember the lead singer's name at this point. Yeah, you got me.
Wow.
Caught me slipping.
We are from Canada, folks.
Yeah. Could you tell? Southern Ontario.
It actually blew my mind learning that Billy Talent was not known at all in the United States.
They're big in Europe.
Yeah.
Like northern and eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Because to me they were like Elvis growing up. Yeah. They were like the Beatles.
Have you been to the they have a star they have in Mississauga. They're like from Mississauga.
Oh, on the Mississauga Walk.
There's like
Walk of
an
Fame?
on-port credit like by the library. There's a bunch of like random like people that are from Mississauga.
Oh, that's
Billytown has
cool.
a star.
But I feel like Sum 41 actually did cross over into the United States. And
sure.
They were pretty.
become
Yeah, they had a
pretty
few. But I feel like I've always just preferred Billytown. They just have better like. I feel like they have better overall records, but I don't know if I've ever listened to a Sum 41 record like all the way through.
Yeah, they were a little bit more poppy. But anyway,
this is the Rapcast here.
we
not
need to
the
talk
Rockcast.
about what's been going on so far in 2024.
We got new posters up here.
We took the cherry bomb off because it's time to grow up, you know?
Yeah, come on. We're going to change periodically. Tune in not for us. Tune in just to see what changes on our wall here.
Yeah.
There's stuff over there that's going to change over here.
And
we had a whole meeting. We discussed what our
we're
plans
trying to get
are.
bigger on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta just... I'm actually on TikTok now.
I saw you, yeah. You're
I've
up
been
there.
friending people.
Getting the algorithm.
I'm just trying to tell the algorithm, like, look, I don't like this shit. Don't stop showing me
Yeah.
it.
Fair enough.
But it's mostly... I don't really quite...
It's tough to really... I didn't get into it for a while because of the algorithm just kept feeding me shit that I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But the more that I followed people and like watched it, like it makes a little more sense. But how do you want to start the new year off here? Episode 62.
Football.
Breaking news.
The Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
What's the score?
27-13.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
All right. Let's lock it in.
What do we have on our fucking stupid docket thing?
Well, there's a few kind of just like, things that have been happening in hip hop recently. I mean, Kanye just dropped like yesterday. We're recording this on the what?
Actually,
the
though,
11th.
11th. Yeah. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't heard it, so we will save that for next time. If you're coming here for Kanye, I get the next one.
Yeah.
That'll be a big one.
I mean, it's crazy that it actually came out.
Yeah, I did
we're
not
actually getting
Yeah,
it.
I didn't expect it at all. And Ty Dolla Sign's looking pretty thick on the cover, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that Ty Dolla Sign in the cover? I thought that was Kanye West. Oh,
I was talking about his wife's ass, Alex. Come on now.
God damn it.
Got him again.
Not understander.
You love CBD a little too much. I think you're a little bit too fucking mellowed out
true.
there, bud.
You're right. I should be on cocaine.
But yeah, I've heard a lot of kind of mixed reactions towards the album so far, so we'll see what we think about it.
I saw the
soon
song
enough.
with Northwest.
Yeah, I watched the two music videos, the one with Northwest and the Vultures music video.
Kind of interesting, but
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. They had the Grammys. Killer Mike,
the biggest.
Randomly
he
won them all.
Swept. I was. I don't think we've ever talked about the Grammys really because we all kind of don't give a fuck.
We don't give a damn about a Grammy.
But
half of these critics can't even stomach me, let alone stand me.
Okay. Is that Ice Spice?
Eminem.
I was just hoping. I just knew that SZA was nominated for like 12 things. I just hoped that she would just sweep it.
She did.
And she won a bunch, I think.
She did.
But yeah, I did not expect Killer Mike to sweep the fucking all three categories he was in. He won like best album versus like Utopia and like Nas was up there. Who else was on that shit? People were pissed
Heroes
off.
and Villains was up there.
Yeah, Metro Boomin. Yeah, and some other random shit. I mean, I preferred Utopia probably, but I'm not mad at Killer Mike winning. I did like the album. You didn't, and if you want to find out more, listen to that podcast about worst albums of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I generally don't really care about the Grammys that much.
Yeah, it was a whole thing as well where he got arrested like the day of as well, like in the building, heck? Which I think he just it was for some fucking like something that was kind of minuscule, didn't really matter. Like he's out, like it didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Might have been a publicity stunt, like who actually fucking knows, man? Because he's kind of been the pro-cop guy for a second there, so maybe he was like, I'm gonna get arrested to show that I'm still with the people.
Yeah.
If I win, I don't know, man.
That's a great conspiracy.
There could be something there. I'm not mad at scientists and engineers winning, though, because I love that song and Andre's verse.
Yeah. It's not like there was it's not like anyone really got robbed.
Because there wasn't, I didn't love any of those. None of those albums were in my top 10 of the year, so...
Yeah. I mean, in our book, Mick Jenkins should have won.
100%.
But we're not living in that world just yet, so we gotta put up with the killer mics of the game.
I suppose.
Anything else interesting happened at the Grammys? I don't know, I didn't watch them. Jay-Z gave a speech, I think.
Yeah, it was calling out people, you know.
I don't know
he'd
who.
do. I don't know either. You can see we're super informed here, guys.
Our dad, brought me in. It was like, is that SZA? And she was doing her acceptance speech.
Damn.
And he was
Pops
like,
no SZA?
and he was like, yeah. And he was like, she performed, right?
Maybe. I really don't know.
I think she performed, because he was like, I really like her voice. And he's like,
Damn.
Dad's
Get him into SZA. We'll do that this year. We'll get him in and we'll talk about his SZA fandom.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
He just comes down here like her tits are just so big. Whoa.
He's like, guys, like, is Dukai influenced by her? And it was like, I think so. And he was like, I could really hear like the.
No, she's influenced by Dukai.
Yeah.
Get it straight.
Way around.
Get it straight, Pops. I think Travis Scott performed as well, and he was like, I got robbed 10 times or whatever. He was performing Fiend with Playboy Cardi.
He got robbed 10 times?
I don't know if it was 10 times, but he was saying that, like, yeah, he was not in for a bunch of shit. I don't think he won anything.
Isn't it all about, like, their agents, like, send gift baskets over to the voters or something like that?
And it's all, like...
Nepotism.
Yeah, and, like, if you're on the board to, like, vote, like, if you bring up, like, a person that you actually fuck with and, like, no one else fucks with it, you're just not gonna, like, it's just, like... It's super corrupt. We all knew this.
It's like voting third party in a political system, basically. You know, It's like if you actually vote for the ones that you do believe in, then it's
like voting for the NDP. Am I right, guys?
Nice. Political humor.
That's all I know. That's it. As far as my depth of political knowledge in Canada goes, man. Trudeau's been doing some fuck shit, I guess. I don't know. He's single.
Yeah, I mean, everyone had the classic Macklemore robbing Kendrick moment. And it's just like there's been so many moments like that where you lose credibility as something that's able to really say for real what's on, like, to be on the pulse of what's...
I think generally people have not fucked with the Grammys and, like, award shows for a while, but I think, like, COVID kind of definitely killed it, like, because there was, like, a year or two where, like, it was all, like, virtual somehow, and they did, like, virtual performances and shit, and it was just all fucking, like, weird shit. And people were
that
like,
was
what's
a terrible
the
era.
point? Like, yeah. I mean, they've been irrelevant for a while in our books, but...
I remember seeing one of those Zoom award shows, and it was like Jason Sudeikis, like, accepting something for Ted Lasso, and he's just wearing his, like, sweater, and he's, like, just going off for too long, and it was just so awkward. Such a weird era.
Yeah. The Ted Lasso era of
I know. Just bring me back. Bring me back to those times. It's so simple. The Tiger King era.
Oh, God. I can't believe I dressed up as Tiger King the one year.
It's going to be like when you're looking back at photos from the 80s and you're like, can you believe our haircuts?
Yeah. That's all we want to... That's all the time we want to give for the Grammys. There's been some beef, though. There's been some diss tracks.
The female rap game is in a civil war right now. It's on site. People are catching strays. Who knows what Coily Ray is doing, but she's...
She cut a stray from Eminem recently, which
just
is
for being
like,
Benzino's daughter.
That's the daughter. Okay, I don't even know. I don't no idea who Benzino is.
Benzino is a guy who was on like a Complex magazine or XXL magazine.
Okay.
And he like wrote something mean about Eminem like 20 years ago. Okay. And he's still beefing with his daughter
Christ.
now. Like,
yeah,
no, this is female beef. It's different than there's different rules to it. What's considered mean?
Yeah, no
for
pulling
girls
hair.
No eye gouging.
Yeah. I took off the earrings, you know.
Yeah, which side are you taking?
I mean, I'm curious to know your side because you are firmly in the camp of supporting one of the artists versus not really fucking with the other one. I'm in Megan's camp pretty firmly, just because the song is so much better than what Nicki dropped. It was terrible. Like, it's mixed terribly. It's like she's like doing spoken word. It almost sounds like a parody, like some AI shit.
It's so funny.
So who started the beef, by the way? Because this kind of came out of nowhere.
I mean, Megan was this most recently it was Megan having, like, she mentioned, like, like y'all rappers worried about Megan and not worried about Megan's Law, which is like a law of like some sort of like well, Nicki's a girl, she can explain it. What do you think, Nicki?
Whose side are you on?
Oh shit, that's scared the fuck out of her. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. Alright.
Reenacting the beef, right?
I mean, Nicki's a Nicki fan,
that's
I'm
basically
assuming.
what happened.
Yeah. Megan's Law has to do with like some sort of like sexual misconduct law. I read up about it. I don't remember exactly what it's about, but referring to Nicki Minaj's husband, who is a sexual offender, rapist,
and Nicki Minaj's brother.
Brother is a pedophile rapist. Yes.
Yeah, and the fact
so
that
that's it's not good company.
The thing is, you can't. She's already won the beef from that.
Yeah,
and saying her saying back that she has big feet.
That's the whole thing about how Tory Lanez fucking like didn't actually shoot her. Like that was a part of it. Like something talking about like it's also big-footed shrapnel ass bitch. Like I'm like, okay, man, what?
I don't understand like why. I was trying to ask my girlfriend about this, and I was like, "What?" Like, and she was like, "Yeah, like people are really insecure. Like tall girls are really like." Bullied by other girls or something like that because when
because like it's a like, thing of like short girls are like the people go after them more. I think
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
But it's just like
trying to George Costanza that shit. Get the 7 foot.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Get tossed around.
Yeah, I just don't get that. And it's such a like childhood, like a fucking schoolyard.
It is very
insult
immature.
To give. It's like some people are like above like whatever. She's not even like that tall either. She's like whatever. 5, I guess tall for a woman, 6 foot or.
It's so funny on the music app that I use. There's 647 ratings of Bigfoot, and the average rating is 0.6 out of 5. So it's like terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, and
she definitely had more insulting things that she said about her.
Yeah, well, cause she went after like her dead mom and shit, which is just like. What did she ever do to you? Yeah. I mean, there might be more of a history here in terms of like Megan and Nicki. Like, I think Nicki was on the Hot Girl Summer remix, I believe.
Right.
Which kind of catapulted Megan Thee Stallion to an extent. But I don't know if there's much of a history there. Let us know in the comments if you fucking know, because I don't know if I'll be bothered to look at it, because Megan Thee Stallion hasn't said anything back. It's kind of just settled that Nicki Minaj lost the beef because of how bad the song was, and she sounds like drunk. During it as well, it's like way too long.
Her, like going into it, I was thinking like she did definitely land some jabs, although they were pretty low hanging fruit. Yeah. But she ruined it by not really making it a good song at all, and spending half of, and it keeps going like past when the beat's over, and she's like, "Oh, and also to my fans, thank you so much, I love you."
And then her fans ended up like fucking doxing her the gravestone of her mother, and like fucking, I don't know if they defaced it or whatever, but like it was a bad look, man.
Mutilating graves at this point. That's low.
and like. Megan Thee Stallion's song was like dissing like a bunch of people, or was like not maybe dissing, but like it was like kind of calling out a bunch of different people and a bunch of female rappers in the rap game, and a bunch of like she's just like coming for throats, but nothing really is too specific, and makes and the song makes it good enough where it's like not specifically about one person or one thing.
Yeah, it wasn't nearly as insulting of a diss song. No. If we're trying to rank diss songs all together, like where it falls in like as far as an actual good beef with songs to back it up, but it was just way more listenable of a song.
Yeah,
and it kind of shut her up. So
yeah,
I'd say it's kind of, and Nicki Minaj just seems like she's really kind of embarrassing herself lately, going on the Kai Cenat stream, and it's like your auntie's on the stream, and she's like, everyone is kind of.
I understand people wanting to get on that shit though, because it's like that's like him and Aiden Ross are like that's the new fucking. Journalists, hip hop journalists, man, it's a new everyday struggle.
But when you're like an older person in the music industry, you have the freedom to not sell out into these like whatever the young kids.
Like
are
Nicki
doing
already has a legacy, and by doing this shit, she's just
you could just rest on your laurels. I mean, she was one of the best rappers from like 2010 to 2018 or so or whatever, and then started to really fall off.
And she released an album late last year that we never really ended up talking about. I didn't end up listening to it.
I heard it. Yeah, it just wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it sold like really well, so it like she still has fans. So just like just stick to those fans that you have, the Barbs, and just don't like try to start any other shit. Like just kind of stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Do the thing that you're known for doing, and keep it simple.
I'm definitely I'm turning into more of a hot girl stan now or whatever. I don't know what her fan base is called.
Yeah.
But I didn't. At the beginning of this beef, I wasn't really much of a Meg Thee Stallion fan.
Well, even a few years ago when she popped, I remember you not really being much of a fan of hers. And I'm still not really a huge fan, but like she can rap. Like she's she's serviceable.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with what she does.
Yeah.
She's never put out a song that was like, oh, this is so bad. Like,
yeah.
I've never really... Where I've heard that with Nicki Minaj a lot more times, but it's just because she's been around for longer, and, she had that classic verse on Monster way back in, like... But that was, now we're talking...
That was 15
years ago.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Yeah.
But there's also, as a secondary side to this female civil war... is now
some Avengers shit.
Now Ice Spice and Lotto are going at it back and forth.
So that's an interesting one because I don't know anything about this.
That one is not as much about the diss songs, but just mean things that they've said to each other, and then like subliminals in their tracks.
All right, give me the jot notes. Give me the cliff notes.
I mean, I don't really know that well.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I generally pick Lotto's side because I fuck
with Lotto.
I like
She's
Lotto
hard, yeah.
a lot more. And this new Ice Spice song, I'm not even going to take the bait. Like,
I think she made it for us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe me more specifically, because we had the infamous bit back in the day of she talking about shit bars, and this is before Fantano had the whole video about shit bars, and before it was kind of more of a thing that's talked about on Twitter and shit, where I was calling out people being like, "Enough with the poop bars."
We've had an anal fixation on this podcast for a long time. Okay.
Yeah. There's trauma there, I'm sure, but we'll unpack that at a different day.
There's Freudian elements to it.
But is it even worth talking about the song? I mean, it's just a joke song. It's just a whatever. It doesn't.
You can't be twerking and talking about farts at the same time. It's not going to be.
I agree with that.
It's going to lead to an obscene moment.
But she's at the Super Bowl right now with T Swift and Blake Lively living her best life, and we're sitting here with Josh. And we're like, what do we,
I mean, who's really winning? When you think about
well, I mean, he's got the curly hair. I mean, I don't know. Then you pull it off more than her, but yeah, go Lotto. I don't know. She's I like her.
Me too.
I'm glad we
so
all
I hope
agree.
she wins that beef. It hasn't really turned into actual legit beef songs.
By the time this comes out, maybe there'll be something. Who knows?
Let's go through some personal beef that we have. SuperFinger Inc. Instagram. Come get us.
Check it. We had some takes about Ken Carson that the youth did not appreciate.
Yeah, so we put out a hate clip from the last Worst Albums segment from 2 episodes ago about the Balenci's and the Chrome Heart jeans. And we received some hatred. Annoying ad-libs, brain-dead lyrics. This song called Hardcore.
I hate that one. It's one of the worst songs of the year.
Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore!
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't get it. Actually, I saw this funny tweet that was like, somebody was like, oh man, my one homie, he caught a charge because he stole the clothes off of some hypebeast kid outside of a Playboy Cardi concert. He's not into little boys though, he just wanted those Balenci's and the Chrome Heart jeans.
Holy shit, man. We're cooked as a society, man.
And the guy was like, is it okay to visit him? Like,
Jesus Christ.
Or is this like a Jack Harlow gang situation? I gotta say.
Oh my god.
It's one of those things where it's like you put something out into the world, you receive that back. You know what I mean? The kind of energy you put out is what you get back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that like we wanted to post a clip like this because like we constantly, the last episode was just all love, talking about the good shit that we like, and it's a good episode. Go watch it, but it doesn't make for like as maybe entertaining clip wise or like as entertaining like little individual moments.
Yeah.
So in terms of just when we talk about wanting to clip shit, we're like, let's just take a funny fucking moment, or like when we're roasting someone, like and put that into a clip. But like it became a whole thing about race and ageism, and it kind of got blown out of proportion.
I deny all the virgin laser hater allegations.
I'm indifferent on lasers. I don't really have a firm opinion, so I can't say.
So referring to a comment from rapper Blueya. He is a 16-year-old kid from Calgary.
Go Flames, go.
We're beefing with 16-year-olds now.
He dropped a song called Ethan Klein on February 15th.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, okay. I remember him. Yeah, I've seen a few of his things.
Are we making music this good? I don't know.
Up to interpretation.
Now play our new song.
Oh yeah, shout out our new song, Uncle Buck. By Fanny Pack, out now, YouTube, SoundCloud. Only 2 places you can find it, really. But it's hard.
Uncle Buck.
R.I.P. John Candy. But
yeah, so is this new Fanny Pack track coming? What's in the works?
I'm just going through the back catalog and being like, we just have to put it out. Like, there's no it's been so long since a lot of these we made a lot of these songs. Yeah, so let's just put them out. Like, because we haven't really been recording all that much, so it's like, let me just put out shit, and hopefully like the more serious album will come this summer if I really sit down and go through it. But yeah, check it out. We got verses from myself, from Jay Pasty here, from the new father, Digo, and from Radaluso and Kid Sid. So big Fanny Pack, big group posse track. We're just having fun. We're goofing off.
Yeah.
That was the
It's
day
a little grimy, a little hard, a little ignorant,
Yeah, that was the day we went skating. We just got back from skating on a big old frozen lake.
Oh yeah, by the highway there.
And that was cool. It was a cool time.
So Uncle Buck, like, it was about...
John Candy is like the kind
He's
of...
the weird uncle that comes and takes care of everyone. And
has to take care of the kids because, like, the wife's, dad's dying or some shit, so the parents have to go. There's no one else they can call.
What a funny comedy premise.
It's heartwarming, and I do genuinely really like the movie a whole lot. But I'm just a sucker for John Candy. John Hughes shit is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
What I grew up with.
Nice folksy American with Midwestern humor.
But yeah, go stream it. There's a visualizer out on YouTube.
Yeah, you included the bit where he's tells the here's a nickel. Go and get a rat to gnaw that thing off your face or something.
It's a classic. It's classic.
And you also put in a clip from Friday.
Diego put that in because we recorded the track and then we put it up on our Google Drive for everyone in the group to listen to. And then he listened to the track. He's like, "This is sick. I want to hop on this." And then he sent it back with the. It's from next Friday, from not from the first movie. And he put that in, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, fuck it, it's in there."
Swag.
Everybody's got a sort of like degenerate character that they play on the track, you know. Like,
yeah.
Like you just like the first line of yours is like, you pull in that beater, call me Uncle Buck, like kind of like degenerate kind of thing. Kid says rapping about coming on a dude next to a lamppost.
So it came on the lamppost close to a dude, and he was in the cum shot distance. Is what apparently what happened.
Yeah.
So
my character is sort of like a member of the. Again, move right past that. My character is sort of like a member of the mafia, kind of like if you like. It's like what's
you said you were in the Irish mob, and
what's Uncle Jerry doing? It's like, he's just working hard, and he's like in the Irish mob and shit like that.
Okay, cool.
I've tried to like include a lot of like mob lingo. It's like, you'll be sleeping with the fishes. You're on thin ice, like that kind of thing.
And Darren or Red Loose was on some just like breaking into people's houses, getting the cops called on him type shit.
Yeah. And then, of course, Deke is on, like, it's like...
He's on his, like, the creepy uncle. He really takes the uncle aspect of the song seriously. He goes all in,
of these aunties
plays the character.
We're getting handy from a stripper or something. My family can't stand me or something.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a great line, yeah.
As someone whose family can't stand him.
You are the weird uncle, perhaps, who has the podcast.
I was the good uncle at one point.
What happened?
My partying lifestyle was too much for my square family to handle. I'm still stuck on that line about the coming on the lamppost, though. Like, Is he talking about, like, it was with such velocity that it got all the way up there? Or was he standing on top of there?
I think he was
off?
just on the bait. He just needed to jerk off. There's a lamppost there. He just turned and he was just jerking off. But because the light shines on him, he's visible. And some guy came up. And,
and this is a true story.
No. I don't think so. I started to break the bubble.
Damn.
But, yeah.
I was really invested in that.
I'm sorry. If we circle back right quick to the hatred that we got on the thing.
There was also a guy who was our fan.
The one guy just called us racist, and I'm like, man, we hate on MGK and Jack Harlow more than any other rapper combined, man. Like, come on.
Most of my hate lists were white folks, so...
Yeah.
Josh, why don't you tell them about your Rapcast nightmare?
I forgot.
Which one? I got two.
Multiple...
What?
You've had a few.
Yeah, I've had two.
I think both of them were... We basically took turns having emotional breakdowns and killing ourselves or something.
Pretty much, yeah. Young Jizz's was basically like, I'm not happy with anything that we've ever done, so I'm going to delete everything. And then like, what are you talking about?
I can't wait.
It's like, what did you do?
Dreams
My
become
core life
reality.
crisis. Can't wait.
Yeah, I've never had a dream that took place on the Rapcast, unless this is a dream.
That's how it goes to show how exciting my life is.
Ooh.
Oh, reminder to kill myself. Okay. Reminder to delete all of our videos. All right, here it is. That was God that texted me.
God texted me and just said, delete your channel.
Damn, bruh. Was the diss track between Pasty and Jizz out here?
Dude, what if God and the devil had a rap beef? It would go a little something like this. Yeah. Yo, I'm Lucifer, and I'm here to say... That's just a taste of my freestyling abilities. We're gonna rap on Benny the Butcher beats later.
Damn, hoping you're gonna say Ben Shapiro type beat.
Benny the Butcher x Ben Shapiro?
It's coming, the right-wing shit. It's pipeline.
Hey! It's not that crazy. Could happen.
It ain't.
Alright, you want to actually get into some real album
Let's get into
reviews?
music. A bunch of music is dropped, people. How many?
We've fucked around
40
long
minutes.
enough.
Yeah, come on.
We'll cut out half of that. I want to start off positive. It's a new year.
Positive vibes
and
only.
by positive, I mean
until it's not.
I mean very negative. 21 Savage, American Dream.
Okay. This was kind of a bit of a surprise. We kind of figured he'd drop this year at some point.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he dropped a trailer with Donald Glover playing a young version of 21 Savage, even though he's much older. And everyone was like, is this real? Is it fake? It's fake. It was a joke. It was all for like a music video for All of Me.
So it's not actually...
No.
There is no movie coming
there's no
out.
movie. He confirmed that in an interview.
Damn it.
Which kind of sucks.
At least just do it as a YouTube video. Or, yeah.
Well, the people were thinking it was legit because like in the description it had like all these credits and all like written by like Donald and Steven Glover and like a bunch of like his kind of team and stuff was like involved with it. So everyone was like, oh, it might actually be like a real thing because he has Gilga, I think, is Glover's fucking production company that he has now.
Yeah.
So people thought it was legit, including myself. But yeah, the more you watch that shit, it's so obviously like corny and fake.
Yeah, it looked like an Atlanta episode.
Yeah, exactly.
So probably
which is great. As a music video, like it's great. It's sick. It's fun. But then I think like a week after that, we got the album.
And I generally really liked it.
Me too.
The only reason I say negative is because 21 Savage has always been known as this like villain kind of character in hip hop. The memes about him early, with the it's a knife thing and him on the news and he's looking like a villain. And maybe in some of his early projects, it was more one note.
Yeah.
But we've been giving him a chance and really like taking his music seriously for a few years now.
There was a turning point on that I Am Better Than I Was album where there were some serious heavy features on there with like J. Cole and Gambino and Offset and like Lil Baby and like a bunch of like
that was a great album.
It's a very strong album. I still probably prefer that one to this one, but it's been a long time since I've heard that one all the way through.
And on that album, he proved that he can successfully do more serious, or introspective songs.
I didn't mind the Issa album with like Bank Accounts on there and like a few other like some of his more early popular stuff. Because I remember Digo blasted that a bunch at the Cottage that year, so I listened to it a lot. It's not bad. It just was one note, and I kind of just didn't really give it the time of day. I'm like, whatever. But he's shown his versatility through a bunch of projects. The one with Drake was pretty big.
Honestly,
Savage Mode 2.
I liked Savage Mode 2 a lot. It was more of a mixtape feel.
Yeah.
But like that song Runnin', Glock in My Lap, like there was a solid run of songs that were just like trap bangers.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like a lot of people kind of criticize that he always has that same flow or talks about the same subjects.
Right.
But I would say despite that, he still keeps it fresh
for sure
overall. And
and on this new album,
I don't hate what he does at all.
Yeah, and on this new album, there's a bunch of different like sounds, and like kind of some of the feature artists definitely like kind of take him to a different like just different vibes. Like the features kind of bring out a different kind of side of him.
The second half of it is a lot more R&B style.
Yeah, I got features from Summer Walker, Maria the Scientist, who I've heard of once or twice. Faya's one is great. But I do genuinely like the album. I think it's maybe a little bit trying to be like a little bit maybe too mainstream sometimes. Like there's some songs that like kind of have a soul sample. It just kind of sounds like a Drake song almost. Where maybe it's not maybe his stronger suit. Like there isn't as many like kind of super dark, spooky kind of murder gang, slaughter gang shit that he's been kind of known for, other than like Red Room, which is a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess some other ones, the one with Young Thug and Sneaky, Dangerous.
Those songs work with me as well. There's a second last song, Red Sky, had this kind of ominous vibe to it, as well as it had having these singing parts. Like that sounded like a whole concept for a song. That
I thought the singing dude was Tommy Newport is maybe the singer. There's also
I feel like I've heard him before, but I don't.
I thought it was the guy from Fun at first, because I know he's like collabed with Young Thug, and I'm like, oh, is this the Fun guy? Like,
Nate Rouse.
Yeah. The Doja Cat song was a surprise. I did not expect a Doja Cat 21 Savage collab to ever happen, really.
That song worked. I mean, the first like 4 songs, 4 or 5-ish, they all have this kind of dreamlike beats and production that was just really interesting, and I really like this sample they used on the Red Rum song.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think some people get stuck on his like monotone voice and understated delivery sometimes, but I think that there is more artistry to it.
For sure.
Than like your average backpack fan might not really appreciate.
And there's substance here as well. He talks a lot about, like growing up in the hood and shit, and like the struggle of like losing your friends and shit, all that kind of shit, and like making it out, and like the demons that he still has. Like there's a bunch of, it's not just about some murder shit, like there's definitely more to it.
It definitely comes together with the skits at the beginning and end about like the immigration process and how his mom had to sacrifice.
He has some cheeky bars talking about like if you play with my name about where I'm from, I'm gonna come to your block and like do some shit like that.
But it doesn't stick too hard to the concept where it's overwrought either. It's just like a simple idea. It feels like a good sequel to I Am Better Than I Was. I don't know if it's better than that album. Mm-hmm. Just because A Lot was such a strong song that I still hear occasionally.
A lot, yeah.
Any specific tracks you want to get into?
What did you think of... I think we're in agreement that the first few tracks are pretty solid, pretty great. What do you think of Pop Your Shit with Young Thug? Because Thug's verse is censored pretty heavily. Yeah,
Pop Your Shit was more of a kind of dark and grimy sounding beat. I enjoyed it. Young Thug is... No one has a cadence or a sound quite like him, like his voice.
I didn't
really understand what he was saying.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, if it wasn't censored, I think I would like the track a lot more. But I understand why it is, because he is, still going through the trial process and We've talked about that a little bit on our last episode. I wanted to discuss the bar. It smelled like gas. I think somebody pooped.
Yeah. No, there is...
We out here in 2024. We back, baby.
I know. Rapcast 2024. Let's get it.
Had to shout it out.
There's a couple of poop-related bars on this on this thing. I don't hate him really. I don't know.
Yeah, this year came out
humor.
strong with poop-related bars, and there's some ones that are stinky, and some that are one wipe.
Nutritious.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Good fiber in that
healthy,
shit bar.
Healthy stool. That's what we promote here on the podcast. The track Nina with Travis Scott, I think that's one of the Travis Scott's better features in a long while. I don't know if it's maybe because...
I thought that one was just okay.
I think maybe it's because his voice isn't like auto-tuned and reverbed the fuck out like it usually is, where it's like it sounds more raw and just like natural, maybe more so. That's kind of what he sounded like more towards the beginning of his career, so it was a nice change of pace.
That song didn't really do it for me, because it just sounded like the same type of Metro Boomin production that I've heard a million 21 Savage songs off of.
Yeah, it's probably not their best collab that they've had, maybe, but the Outside's probably their... Yeah,
Red Rum was probably the best song off of Rip.
I like the Dangerous song with Lil Durk as well.
He has a lot of bars about that it's lame to just get the pussy but no head. You know?
Okay.
And light lines about how, he just wants the head, no pussy. Yeah.
Okay.
So
well,
just captivating.
Just thought I'd bring that up.
I mean, hey, you like what you like, man. Okay. Maybe,
fellas, where do we fall on this one?
Maybe he's always fucking girls with, big vaginas. So maybe it's just not good for him, and he prefers head. Who knows?
I prefer no pussy, no head, no sex at all. Just sitting there,
just vibing,
getting a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
Pussy fell off.
2024.
Hey, you said it, not me.
I'm just quoting somebody else from
years ago.
That study that was done. That was like, guys are want more to play Fortnite than spend time with their girlfriends. And one of their responses,
yeah,
pussy fell off.
He 21 doesn't say anything about Fortnite, so
it's true.
He could be one of those
leave
guys.
The Fortnite bars to the
the Lyrical Lemonade album.
21 Savage Fortnite skin coming soon.
What do you think of the song "Just Like Me" with Burna Boy, Metro Boomin?
I thought it worked, honestly.
Me too. At first I was like, I don't know if I like this kind of because it's kind of like a positive, kind of bright sounding song. And I don't know if 21 Savage works on this, but the hook is great, and I just found myself.
I just like Burna Boy, and I haven't really given him a shot. And
he had an album last year that came out with, I think that Drake was on it and J. Cole was on it. It's pretty big, but I have to give him the time of day.
Yeah, we have to get into these Afro beats, new
It's
era.
A wave, man. It's a wave.
I mean, I know if you're looking at the video podcast, these are some pretty white faces here. I don't know if we're getting invited to the cookout, but
yeah, Afrobeat though is pretty fire.
Even for just some white kids like us, white men, white adults. I've said the word white too many times.
It starts to lose its meaning.
We got called millennial a few times as well, but I think we're on the cusp.
Yeah, no, I am an older millennial.
I think you guys are just millennial.
I think so.
And then I'm Gen Z.
Something like that.
I think the cutoff's at 96. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But really, it 2 years difference. It really
don't fucking matter.
It's...
I've heard some people say millennials are 1994 and before, so maybe you guys are safe. I don't know.
It doesn't really matter. It's all just
I don't know if you could be Gen Z and balding, so I'm just gonna put that out there.
It's all arbitrary labels that people put upon them.
And people have been talking about this way more recently. Just talking, there's Gen Z, millennials, and all the differences and all.
It's
people
complete
have been,
bullshit.
Yeah.
Age is just a number, okay?
People just assign it to themselves rather than actually.
Okay, starting the year off strong. I'm a bit surprised maybe that there's no Drake feature on here, especially with some of the other kind of bigger, more
We've
mainstream
heard enough
poppy
Drake songs at this point.
But yeah, they've collabed a whole lot. So
I really liked "Letter to My Bretta."
Yeah, that was good.
Old school beat.
Yeah, generally the one, like, I remember I said earlier about, like, the songs that kind of sound like Drake songs. Like, I'm not saying they're bad. It's just, like, that's kind of what it sounds like to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, production-wise, maybe. But he does his thing. And
the
he
Brent
has something to
Faiyaz
say,
song
so.
was great, too. And
Love that one.
the outro with Mariah the Scientist, who I think that's Young Thug's, like, girlfriend.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I knew I've heard that name before.
Because there was this whole thing where, like, their jail call got, like, leaked, and everyone in the comments was like, come on, guys, like, shouldn't this be private?
Yeah.
But that song was really, like, you know, he got really real on it, the dark days, talking about his suicidal thoughts and stuff.
Yeah. No, he's a real person with real feelings and, you know, and he has shit to say. And I think he's beat the, you know, falling off allegations, if there were any, or just, you know, the class of, like, the 2016 XXL class. Like, I think he's here to stay. I think he's a pretty important figurehead.
Because he's just himself, like, and he doesnn't try that hard to fit into, like, whatever. He's not doing, like, a TikTok music, really, just to get big. It's just keeping it, you know, straight
and it's
simple.
pretty popular. It has reach, you know, and it's like, it's just good quality shit. And,
just a good hip hop album. That's all we're here to say to you at the end of the day.
Exactly.
We just want to be your friend. Speaking of making friends, I don't know where I'm going with this one.
Yellow. They were a bunch of random people on there that might be friends.
I don't have that many thoughts on it because it was just such a mess.
All was piss yellow, more like.
Yeah.
I had weirdly high expectations going into it for some reason, even though I didn't really like many of the singles all that much. But I think I was excited just because, like, it's been a while since we've gotten, like, I guess Metro Boomin album was kind of like this, like, a, you know.
But the thing is, Metro
project.
Boomin is a producer, like, fits into such a weird category because Lyrical Lemonade is. It's not just
a
guy
label.
who makes music videos.
Yeah, it's not a producer. It's not a label. It's not. Like, it's very strange. But I was excited for, like, the features look crazy. Like, there were definitely some weird and interesting choices in terms of who was paired with who. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But
it's hard to rank because, like, this type of album, like, wouldn't really be great listening to all the way through. I think everyone kind of goes into it selecting the artists that they're partial to for the most part and just forgetting about everything else. But you still have to rank it as an album listening experience from start to finish. It's not that good.
It's a mess.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I think it definitely has some kind of stylistic choice about being more kind of emo rap vibe to it, I guess.
And they're trying shit on here, and sometimes it doesn't work sometimes, but
some decent
we can go through
verses.
some of the tracks and some of the performances. I think it starts off good enough with JID and Ski Mask on the song "Fly Away." It does kind of sound like it was, like, almost maybe leftover off, like, the Metro Boomin Spider-Verse, like, tape, like, the beat wise, like, it just kind of sounds like a kind of a bland, like, you know, like, you know, triumphant superhero movie type beat almost. So beat could have been better, but I think the performances were okay overall. I know you had Guitar in My Room as one of your worst music videos of the year. I don't mind the song though. I like Little Durk's part at least. Like, I think he does a good job.
I don't know. It's kind of. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. I don't really like his emotional rapping stuff that he does. Does he actually have a guitar in his room?
I doubt it. And we'll talk about Kid Cudi later.
I'm not really fucking with Kid Cudi that much either on that track. Like, the part where Lil Durk is like, respect me for me, love me, please. Respect me, please. Like,
no, I think he has a decent enough voice, and, like, he carries the song, and, like, the instrumentation is nice, and I don't mind it.
It doesn't start off that bad overall. Like, I'm kind of fucking with it for the first 3, 4, 5
Yeah, it
songs.
falls off after a while for sure.
The Chief Keef and Lil Yachty song I thought was okay. I mean, it kind of has a concept of, like, being about religious kind of imagery a bit.
Yeah.
But it's just these songs are kind of unfocused, and
for sure
there's no one voice that comes through when you listen to the whole album, you know?
Yeah.
There's no It's not really.
It could have used some sort of direction
anything.
or some sort. Like it's just kind of a random concoction of rappers and singers and stuff.
I was trying to compare it in my mind to other things, but all that came up in my head was like Dr. Dre's Chronic 2001 or whatever, where he gets a bunch of great performances from contemporary. But that's Dr. Dre. He's also a great MC, and
producer. He's a legend.
Yeah, he puts together amazing albums. So it's.
Whereas Cole Bennett puts together half-baked music videos and then makes
I know. Album. That's why I can't really seriously criticize it that hard.
Yeah, it's tough to talk about, really. I'm Say Your Grace. I like the track, but it was supposed to have a ASAP Rocky verse that didn't make it, and I'm like, that would have just elevated it to me. So it's hard for me to like it because I'm like, I would have liked it a lot more.
I didn't really like Chief Keef's part that much, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Chief Keef guy. I didn't mind that this is my life song, honestly.
I was surprised
with Tekka and
that
Leroy.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's just positive, nice, kind of triumphant, we made it here. Kid Leroy isn't that annoying on here. But I don't care.
When Lil Skies showed up, I was like, "What the? That is a throwback."
That's a Wi-Fi's funeral type.
That's
2017 SoundCloud type. Kind of after SoundCloud really was the main thing. Back in the day, kind of the afterthought of the SoundCloud rappers. Lil Skies, Wi-Fi's funeral, fucking P&B Rock,
3D printing.
What?
I'm trying to think of that weird era of what was going on at the time. This was before AI.
Yep.
This was P&B Rock is a good reference as well.
R.I.P. He passed away.
Yeah,
a few years ago.
I forgot about that.
First Night's a bit of a weird one. That one's really all over the place. It starts with the Tizo touchdown intro where he's I can sing. He's just singing, and then it goes into this juicy.
I don't think I like. It goes into
this.
I don't think I tried to like it. I'll still give his album a listen someday.
He has potential, I think, but he just hasn't. He's kind of immature, and there's other guys in his lane that are kind of doing his kind of style a little bit better, I think, overall. I would pay more attention to a Gene Dawson or somebody like that. Yeah. But that song was just bizarre how it went from a Juicy J thing about you better fuck on the first night, and then Denzel comes in and he compliments Juicy J well, they're both from the South, Florida type shit, their voices are complimentary. Cochise is this fucking guy. I didn't like that guy at all. No, and then Little B comes in at the end being you don't have to fuck on the first night, you can just talk, you can just have a good time. I'm not here to pressure you. Yeah. You end up sounding even creepier when you do all that consent stuff or whatever. And Little B is a bit of he posts weird shit of girls being thank you, Base God, on their feet, and he posts them, and a lot of them are questionably aged. So it's just a kind of a strange. He's a character, to say the least. It's just to try to turn that into a whole after school special moment about too many responsible sex or something like that was a little bit where was this going? You contradicted the whole other 3 minutes of this song. Yeah, I liked it when it was just a simple song but one night stands, but then they turned it into a whole I don't know. That was a bizarre choice there. And then that one guy, I don't know if his name was Coochies or something. I think it's Cochise. He had a song with Snot that I didn't mind actually back in the day. But. He had a part where when he jumped on, he was doing this Tekashi 6 flow type. Yeah, a little bit. Tekashi 6ix9ine type flow. It's been a while since we've had to say his name. So. I had to actually remember who that even was. Yeah. But where he's yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not sold on him. The next song that I actually kind of liked was the Lotto. It was Lotto, Sway Lee, and Emine. That one's kind of a good. That one's blend. Good. Yeah, that one's this. That one was the first one. Okay, this makes sense. Maybe other than the Ski Mask, JID, Sheck West one. It's they sound good together. It could have been a better song. None of them have huge stand-up performances, but it's good overall. It'll pad out an album decently. Yeah, and that's not it doesn't offend me at all. Yeah, I think it sounds okay. I actually like the next song. Okay, as well with the Snot. Yeah, and this guy Six Dogs, who is apparently this. He's also a deceased artist. It was pretty young, and he was I guess, popping a little bit on the SoundCloud era, but didn't really pop off all that much, and there's a verse rounded up on this album.
Yeah, no, I had never heard of that guy.
I had the same thing. I was like, who is this guy? So I looked him up, and he did pass away. Maybe it was last year, 2 years ago. Maybe I don't know.
It's weird how now we're talking about this album, and you realize that like I actually do like a good amount of this song.
Yeah, but it's just overall as an album listening experience is just like this is just chaotic. This is all over the place. It's it's not a great album, but there's good songs within here.
If they had some kind of skit or like stylistic thing that they would go back to after every couple of songs or whatever to kind of string it together, I don't know, maybe now I'm trying to like fix the album or something like but
if it was maybe like some sort of like
it wasn't a complete failure is what I'm saying, but anyway,
if it was like some sort of maybe like a like a school cafeteria, like these are the different tables that we're at, if there was some sort of like skit or like these are the different like I don't know. I'm spitballing.
They could do like a whole high school thing, but no, he just was like, no, we're just gonna wear the yellow
songs,
the yellow ties and the black suits in every video.
Yeah, I'm partial to the Doomsday song with Juice WRLD and Cordae that came out last year. I fuck with it. I know you weren't the biggest fan of it.
It's pretty cool to hear them rapping on the Role Models beat, and then Eminem hops on at the end.
And then he comes in and disses Benzino, who we already talked about, whatever his name is. But on like a weird remixed version of the Role Models beat. It
was kind of exciting to hear that, at least. But
but it's still an Eminem verse where he's talking about
verse.
like what's the opposite of Benzino? A giraffe, because he has no neck. Don't laugh. Like it's just the same kind of immature, like stuttery flow and subject matter that Eminem's been on. That kind of just like I don't care that he used this opportunity to diss some dude from 20 years ago or whatever. Like I don't know.
I mean, he's like broke now, or I don't know, he's doing some embarrassing thing.
Didn't work for me, but I'm not the biggest M fan anyway. Okay, we're getting some interesting tracks here. We got Fallout with Lil Yachty, Joey Badass,
I'm curious.
and this guy,
I feel
Gus Dapperton.
My prediction is that you liked that song.
I love the song. I've been playing it. It's earwormy. It's catchy.
God.
I like it, man.
I don't think it's a bad song, but it's just in a style that I'm just like so done with.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's cheesy. It's like this weird indie kind. I don't know this Gus Dapperton guy. I think he must be like some sort of indie singer.
I remember him from this song about like, oh, I'm a lonely bitch. I'm so lonely. Or
sounds.
It was called
terrible.
Super Lonely.
Okay.
It was like a pandemic era song,
right?
Where he was on it, or it was like featured on it,
right?
And I kind of remember what he looked like. And then he popped out of nowhere with this on this track, and I was like, oh yeah, Gus Dapperton, which sounds like an Instagram handle of like it's like, oh, what are you wearing like on the video, like
I'm wearing Gus Dapperton,
and then they're like, oh yeah, I've got a new pair of Balenciagas. This costs $250. It wasn't that bad of a song.
I don't mind his voice. I think the production is good. Yachty, I think, kills it with he's doing more of his kind of more like indie rock kind of
No, I did
style.
like Yachty's part.
And Joey Badass is a good singing performance as well. He's kind of he had the new song with KC that dropped, kind of more of like an R&B singing kind of route that he's going on, and I'm for it. I think he's talented enough to pull that off. So, and it's just it got my attention and it stuck with me. So I appreciate it.
Well, I'm here to ruin your fun.
You always are. Equilibrium with Babytron and G Herbo. I kind of like this one too. I don't know. The Squilliam bar.
Yeah.
Fire.
Fancier than Squilliam.
Yeah. I kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like Babytron. He's kind of. I fuck with it. He's kind of funny. It's not that crazy of a song.
It was just kind of random.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But
All right. Here's the heavy hitter here. Hello there. Angel from my nightmare. So you messaged us with this song being like, they ripped us off again. In what way? Because we had the music, we did the parody video?
Yeah,
okay,
we did the music video for I Miss You way back in the day.
Which we won't be showing clips for because that's scrubbed off our YouTube page.
That was old stuff.
That was some How I Met Your Mother era shit.
What was the plot line again? It was like, the three of us...
We all were brokenhearted about stupid shit.
Yeah,
yours was because the Leafs lost. That one aged well because they still lose all the time. Mine was because How I Met Your Mother ended terribly.
That one didn't age well.
No.
Because no one likes that show now.
And then Josh's, for some reason, it was because the Coldplay album wasn't good, even though you're not a fan of Coldplay. Yeah, none of us are really.
I think we were just trying to come up with something. It was like, okay, what's like something topical?
We had the two, and then we're just like, let's just get a third one.
If we had just waited for a second, we could have, for a couple weeks or something, we could have done something much more near and dear to my heart, which was Konami sucking as a company. Just making terrible choices, just
we were all
suicide,
betrayed by art that disappointed us.
Media.
Yeah.
But this song is a weird remix of the Blink-182 "I Miss You" song, which I'm partial to. I do like the song. It's a classic.
Yeah.
But
I still hear it all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of about bringing this song to the talk about generations again, but the Gen Zers or whatever. Because I remember when hearing a song that I didn't realize was a cover until later and being like, oh, this is the original version.
Right.
Like Cat Stevens' fucking First Cut is the Deepest or whatever. But I heard the Sheryl Crow version first on the radio or whatever. Yeah. But and the younger, they're gonna have that same thing where they hear this and they're like, "Oh, but really, you should check out this old band from the '90s, Blink-182."
Well, they're still releasing music though. There's still, there's Travis Barker. There's connections, but
this is one of those things that was it was out there and someone was bound to do it.
Yeah,
a bunch of emo rappers from the goth boy clique.
Yeah, who we got here? Little Tracy, Corbin, and Black Cray. I know nothing about any of them really. I've maybe heard their names.
I'm pretty sure that Little Tracy was part of the Lil Peep's crew back in the day.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, no, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And way worse than the original.
And just the lyrics are just so. I mean, the lyrics, none of the lyrics in the first version are all that, deep and shit, but they're just cringe as fuck. My
favorite bar was "What once was everlasting."
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
And instead of "You're the voice inside my head," it was "You're
the ghost inside my bed."
You're the ghost inside my bed.
I wish you never left. And then Little Tracy comes in. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Which is fine enough.
Telling you I'm sorry all the time, dude. So freaking.
If that one got me right in the feels. You die, maybe I'll be the ghost inside your bed. Yeah, and then this Black Cray just kind of comes in with the sleepy, kind of drugged out, just kind of rap verse that just doesn't fit at all. I mean, lyrically it does, I guess, but
just calling a song "Hello There" is so dramatic,
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I was definitely once I heard this, I
definitely had a
mouth
good cry.
agape, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're doing it, man! Crazy."
Yeah. It kept me entertained, but that song's
it's
terrible.
entertaining, but it's not a good song, no.
And I didn't really like the rest of the album.
No, Hummingbird with who is this? Kizzo Touchdown. UMI is I'm assuming the woman singer on here.
Yeah, I don't know. That song was just random.
And then Sa Baby, who's this kind of Detroit guy, comes on an acoustic piano sad song and doesn't work at all. And then Stop Giving Me Advice was we already talked about that one not too long ago.
It's just the two don't fit at all with Jack Harlow and Dave.
Yeah, Dave's talking about you ever fuck a supermodel and it sounds like skeletons dancing. And then Jack Harlow's just talking about some fuck shit no.
Sounds like skeletons dancing.
Yeah, it does kind of. Yeah, the album kind of, after the Eminem song, it kind of falls off a little bit. Aside from maybe a song or two, but I don't think it's all that bad of an album. It's just it is like we said before, it's just messy all over the place. Doesn't make for a great listen overall.
It didn't really get the best performances out of all the people that it was.
Yeah, even JID wasn't a crazy verse. Where usually he kills it every single time.
It was a star-studded thing, but
there's no one's A+ performances really.
But yeah, probably the best songs were ones that were released before it came out.
Some of the singles, yeah. Yeah, there's some album cuts on here that aren't too bad, but it's just a bit pissy, like the album cover.
I know. I'm so sick of that color of yellow. Like, what is this? The Simpsons? Groundbreaking humor.
Do we switch to something? Do we go back and forth? We do something that we like, something we don't like as much.
Yeah.
Do you want to go Benny?
Yeah, I should lead the way on this one.
Go ahead. I don't have very extensive notes on this one. I've listened to it like twice.
As the Griselda stan of the friend group here, I have to give some respect to Benny the Butcher's Everybody Can't Go. Really quality lyricism. Some great beats on this one.
It's all produced by Hit Boy and Alchemist, back and forth.
Going back and forth.
Which is good. I like both producers, but it is like very obvious which ones are which, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like Hit
totally.
Boy is kind of the more triumphant, kind of more braggadocio, like horn-based shit. And then Alchemist is Alchemist, you know. The dark Griselda shit that we've been used to hearing.
Yeah, but I think they're both parts necessary for like
it makes for a good like
giving a lot of energy.
Yeah, like it plays with both sounds pretty well.
The storytelling aspect, he's definitely in his own league for that, and just giving game and giving you the keys to the game.
Yeah.
I wasn't the most impressed with like some of the singles before that came out,
right.
So I was a little apprehensive going into it, but
yeah, I don't think there's any like. I think the album lacks to me like just like songs that are like wow, like this is fucking great. Like it's good all throughout, pretty much.
Yeah,
like it's a good album. It's not like the craziest thing I've ever heard. I still probably maybe prefer Tana Talk 4, just because I like him with that sound. And that was my first Benny project that I listened to all the way through. But everything that you said, it's great storytelling, great bars.
Tana Talk 4 was great, but it was more mixtapey, kind of feel to it.
There's like great features as well, like some big names: Wayne, Snoop, Jadakiss.
Yeah,
the Griselda guys, obviously.
Yeah, there's a couple of great tracks here. Jermaine's Graduation, the first one, and just his lyricism on a different level. He rhymes Pyrex Man with Kazakhstan on this, like that's his first rhyme, like, and it's on a really cool Alchemist piano beat that gets you excited for the whole ride, basically. Clears up rumors of like is the Griselda trio falling apart or whatever, but
right.
It's kind of more like we're just all in our own zone now, but we're never gonna not be the Griselda boys, basically. Because
they got who's Conway has like drum work and shit. That's his own thing, and
he's working on BSF, and he has his other business ventures he's getting into, including sports.
What's Conway doing in sports?
Like a sports agency or something like that, or I don't know.
Crazy.
West Side Gun has a big family now. Like there's just a lot of they've arrived as a trio, and there definitely were a lot of rumors going around about like are they not cool with each other anymore or whatever. He has this bar about I'm shitting next to these pussies like an all gender bathroom.
Kind of hard though. I don't know. I kind of like that one. Like that one's at least like interesting, and it's like a different angle. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just shitting on these rappers. I'm sitting on the toilet. Like it's not
Yeah, no,
it was been that.
It was pretty complex of a bar, but I still didn't really like it that much. Braun had that was the triumphant punchline.
I like this one a lot. Like the chorus is like really good, and like his flow is sick. Great verses. It works pretty well to me.
The title track, Everybody Can't Go. I mean, there was Big Dog too, which was
we talked about that one.
Still
before.
not really my favorite.
People
song.
hated on the chorus. I don't mind it. Like I think Wayne kills it. Like I like that song.
Yeah,
I didn't quite. People were hating on it kind of, and I
don't think it really deserves like hate, but
could have been better. Maybe.
Just wasn't my favorite, but and I don't know. There were some slight flaws. Everybody Can't Go. The song, he's kind of rapping over like a Drake type kind of R&B.
A little bit, yeah.
He has a line about Donald Trump.
He does.
It's like I'm
Yes, he
gonna
does.
walk and win like the election of Trump, or
like I'm gonna win like if Trump runs again.
Yeah.
Some shit. And I'm like, damn, bro.
So he's definitely being a little bit political there. But the thing is, I'm not really cringed out by his Trump bars because he's just talking about like winning and doing deals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hip hop anyway. Like, I'm not really. It's obviously it's a trend that I don't support politically,
Right.
but it's not that.
There's so
worse
many
than-
other rappers that have done way worse things that
Yeah, I know.
we might still support. So it's like it's not really that big of a deal. Political leanings at the end of the day, you know.
And I mean, come on, both parties are pretty bad. So
Yeah.
like.
Sleepy Joe is fucking. It's past his bedtime, bro. He's clocking
Bro.
out, man. Just seeing all the clips
See the
of him
clip where he
fucking
got,
falling.
he got the president of Mexico mixed up with
No, I didn't see that one. I just love the ones where he's just talking. He just mumbles some fucking incoherent
Yeah.
shit for like 10 seconds. Oh man, the state that we live in. Trust more valuable than love is crazy. Like
That was probably like the song that I'm most impressed by like so far this year as far as the concept goes and the storytelling aspect.
and the production is like quintessential Alchemist.
Yeah, and it's on he does 3 different beats, 3 different stories. One about a corrections officer that gets seduced by a prisoner into smuggling things into the prison, drugs for him, and like how she ends up getting screwed over in the situation. The second one about sort of a baby mama drama involving 2 stepbrothers who have a kid by the same woman or something. But the third one is kind of about him, but it's kind of about the guy who shot him being just some small-time criminal and how eventually he got what was coming towards him, but
Right.
not in such a direct way. Like, anyway, he's being kind of coy about it being about him.
Right.
But he's
Yeah,
like,
they didn't
and then
repeat that.
this happens to some rapper, and then the rapper, he plays it smart and doesn't retaliate, but eventually, he gets what's coming around in the end. But yeah, just really cool to do that. Storytelling as a way of just painting a picture of what the world is like from different perspectives, different people.
Yeah, it's definitely you don't hear that a lot in
And he's
days.
really mature and like sophisticated on the level of like explaining power dynamics and the rules to the game, or like the pitfalls of the things that can go right and things that can go wrong.
He's well versed.
And it got me on this whole not mental thing. What do I mean? It got me on this whole tip about like Machiavelli and how he wrote something similar to Trust More Valuable than Love, like when he said that when you're a ruler, it's better to rule with fear than with love, because it's easy to love some guy when everything's going well, but then when things start going wrong, like how do you keep their order in your court, So it's kind of like, I just love that he's giving a fresh take on the dynamics of.
Did you catch the Curb Your Enthusiasm sound bites in there? Yeah, you never know. And it's Jeff Green and the fucking Larry David talking about that shit. I don't know. I've been rewatching and I've heard that and I'm like, oh, like I feel like I know what episode that's from, but I don't.
It's weird how his voice is so. Like, yeah, you could tell that it was Larry David, but maybe just because we're big Curb heads. But
new season out now.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I haven't peeped it yet. I'm still on my rewatch. I'm halfway through season 10, I think. So I'm getting there. Back Again's a hard, just fucking, gangster rap track with Snoop Dogg. Inclusion is sick. They work really well together, even though Snoop Dogg doesn't do too much rapping on it, but Benny carries for sure.
And it's actually based on a real story of how when Benny the Butcher was in negotiations for his contract, they weren't offering him enough money, and he pulled some strings with Snoop Dogg to like get them to offer. And that's one of the lessons, that practical advice that he gives to a lot of like rappers or up and coming people, about like knowing your value and not taking some sweetheart deal.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was cool. I like the Stove God Cooks feature on the next track.
He just put out a single, so hopefully we're getting a whole tape from him this year. Would be sick.
Yeah. The Armani Caesar song I didn't like as much.
Yeah, same. I didn't mind it, but I just don't really remember a lick about it, you know? I also didn't love the Jadakiss and Babyface Ray one. Maybe I don't know. Maybe at this point I'm just kind of forgetting. I'm kind of like just maybe not losing interest, but I'm kind of just forgetting about some of this shit.
That was a good track. Jadakiss has like the best vocals in rap. Like
his voice is
he's an amazing
born to
voice.
Rap for sure.
Just a lot of like more practical advice and just spitting game on a track like that.
Mm-hmm.
More so as well on the next one, How to Rap.
For sure, that
was a really great concept. I just really liked the whole thing, to be honest. There were some slight flaws,
right?
But
I didn't love the last track with Peasy. Just kind of, it's like the kind of trap sound that I don't think that complements the Griselda guys all that well.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are trying to expand into that type.
Which is fair, because that's it's probably more mainstream appeal there. But
and it's just a different vibe.
Yeah,
of
it's
music
not bad.
to
It's just different. Yeah, it's just take it or leave it.
It's definitely they were like, all right, we'll put that as the last one because doesn't really
almost
fit
as a
in.
bonus. Yeah, so I don't mind it in that sense.
But yeah, the Griselda Express song was a good kind of posse cut. He had a great line about how I turned the boardroom to Satrielli's. So that's a
what is that?
Sopranos reference.
Oh, right on.
That's like the restaurant that they use as their headquarters, right. Basically. More great shit from Benny. We'll see if he becomes a Trump could name him as the VP. We could be talking. It could be the new president.
Yeah. Well, I think this is his first album under like Def Jam off of his new deal. So we'll see where that gets him in the game, if it's more. Because I think this album to me, I feel like he was trying to maybe go a little more mainstream to an extent, just with some of the features. Like got some big name features here, but it's still very much Griselda. Like, you get Alchemist in there. Like, it's the same grimy shit that you're used to, and that works for them. So he's not like he's sung out or anything, just because he's signed to a deal.
Yeah, I mean, you could say we've heard this before from Benny, but I don't see any reason to change.
If you fuck with it, exactly.
But yeah, he's definitely like trying some new things.
Yeah, which they should be doing at the same time,
Yeah.
Just sometimes, to me, with the Last West Icon album, doesn't always work.
Yeah.
But I appreciate them trying to expand their sound and shit, for sure. Never gonna hate on that. Unless you are Logic. All right.
Conway, Logic, Riff Raff.
That was crazy. That was weird.
It's like they put names in a hat.
I know.
How did that even work geographically? Because Logic lives in a compound in fucking Montana or something.
But he's from Maryland, which is close in geographically to Buffalo, to an extent.
Not really.
I mean, it's north and it's east, whereas.
But then where does Riff Raff? Riff Raff's in Florida. So where would they have to meet?
I guarantee you they never spoke a word to each other. Missouri? They just I don't know.
This is like one of those old math problems. Yeah. If Riff Raff travels to Maryland and he's on a train and he goes there, and how long does it take Conway?
Yeah.
To I don't know, whatever.
Good concept for a joke, but there's not much. It's trying to stick the landing could be tough. That one, it's because the song came out at the end of the year, and no one really talked about it. It's not for his album. It's just kind of a random, thing to have. And Riff Raff does his thing.
I'm getting back into Riff Raff actually.
He's almost like an Action Bronson type, just fucking absurdist rapper in a way. No,
I like him though. He's funny. Speaking of right at the end of the year, and no one ever talked about it, was the Boss album. Boss.
Yeah, did you listen to it?
No.
It was alright. It was he kind of went in a different direction, whereas it was more like a kind of dancey reggaeton for a lot of the tracks.
Right, because the album was called We only talk about real shit when we're fucked up.
The most obnoxious long album title of all time, potentially.
Which sounds like a Party Next Door album or something.
But there's some strong songs on there. J. Cole's like all over it, and even like some of the dancier kind of popular stuff. Like it his voice. He's a good singer.
Yeah. No.
So it lends itself well to that. It wasn't outstanding, but.
Yeah, he's just been one of those rappers that's in the Dreamville camp that's been so close to J. Cole and those guys, but like.
Has never really
hasn't
popped
really,
off himself.
Yeah, but like he's talented and like he deserves a spot. But
he's a strong rapper. I like the album.
It just fell into that weird part of the year where I just didn't hear it.
Yeah, because that was when we were fucking super into our like. If anything drops past like December 10th, I'm not gonna listen to it or like that all that much because I'll just be focused on the year end list shit. All right, we got two options for if we're trying to go to.
We got two bad options here.
Albums here.
Let's talk about Kideth Cudi.
I can intertwine between the bad albums with my good ones.
All right.
But between the bad ones.
All right, yeah, let's
start
do Cudi.
with Kid Cudi. Insano.
I don't have as much to say just because I just didn't like it very much, and it's just like I didn't want to listen to it all that much for me to figure out reasons why I didn't like it. It was just because like vocally he's like it's just boring. Lyrically, he's not saying anything of substance.
He's doing what I would call a rapping nerd robot voice.
Yeah. He's kind of like nasally, definitely at some times, and like super auto-tuned out.
It's like trying really hard to be like this party club thing, but his stuttery
He doesn't have that reach, I don't think, to make... Like, I guess he has some pretty popular songs, but like even then, a lot of his more popular shit is more like sad boy kind of like.
Well, like Pursuit of Happiness or whatever is a great party song, but like for like white kids from grade 9 or whatever.
At the grade 8 dance for sure, it's going off.
But like Kid Cudi has great song, like he
has great performances and features in the past, and Kids See Ghosts is a great album.
No, that's the thing, like. But he's just really being cringe lately. Like
he's capable of coming out with good music, but it's just I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on why I don't really. I think it's just kind of soulless and just kind of bland. Even though the production, like, isn't that bad.
It's also like if you're gonna do like a party, I'm drinking, I'm smoking kind of music. Mm-hmm. It's gotta have a bit more of a edge or a like raw feel to it, or else it's just like every song. I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm having a blunt.
It's a pretty good impression.
I mean, I said on Twitter that he raps like Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah.
Doug Dimmadome. Over the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Yeah, no, it don't. Yeah, because he's like...
Every song.
Yeah.
He's now calling himself a wizard.
Yeah, I don't know.
DJ Drama really, like... He kind of ruined it by exaggerating things so much on the thing. He's like, he birthed the culture! He changed everything!
And then it's a mid-song, and it's like, alright, well,
like,
come on now.
I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm fucking, I'm... Oh, man.
Yeah. I felt like just halfway through this album, I'm like, there's still...
It's so long.
7 songs. Yeah. It's like over an hour long, like...
And like, when you take certain individual songs and listen to them, like, out of context, it's like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's just like, the whole thing...
It's a slog, man.
Overwhelming. And I can't picture, like, a real audience for it. I can't picture, like, who's really...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Feeling this, you know?
Yeah, because like maybe if people are super into Kid Cudi from back in the day, they're gonna still fuck with it. But like it's at least to me, it sounds like it's a much different direction from his older
shit. Feels like his core fans would probably hate it.
Yeah, because he's used to being like the kind of sad boy, like crooning kind of guy. Whereas like this is more kind of positive, like
like I remember Man on the Moon 3 or whatever, listening to that and thinking like, this is I can picture the audience that likes this, but I can't really. It just doesn't really...
And, like, I don't want to completely hate on the guy for, like, maybe being, like, happier in his life now and, like, beating depression, all that kind of shit. Like, if he is truly, like, on a better path, like, then I'm all for it. But, musically, it just doesn't make for that, interesting of a concept or just, like, I don't know, it just doesn't...
I just don't buy it. Like, I don't really buy the positivity either.
Yeah.
Like... here's something from the Wikipedia page. Like, this is how this guy talks.
All right.
When he's describing the album. I've never made a project this powerful before in my life. And just sitting here and listening to the mixes, I know that this shit is gonna fucking move you. Y'all are going to fuck with this shit in such a major way. I'm so fucking excited. I just want to get here and let y'all know that I'm not gonna let y'all down. This is gonna be the album of the year right now. I'm not playing. This is not a fucking joke. Tell everybody you fucking know.
He's so over serious, bro.
You can tell by the way somebody swears that they're bullshitting sometimes,
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking.
It's like how I swear too much on the podcast. I don't know what I'm talking about, so I put in some curse words there to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
It's just like he's selling it so hard. Like, this is gonna change everything. This is gonna...
Like, no, like, just be honest and be like, this is a party record. Call a spade and leave it at that. Like,
yeah. Some tracks here. Like, I didn't hate where it started off.
Yeah.
The Often I Have These Dreams song.
It's okay.
Keep Bouncing, really, that one sounded like
that one sucks.
A reworked TikTok song. Because you remember he had that song called Flex or something that
he was probably was going to be on this album, and then he just got clowned relentlessly for it.
Yeah, and he said, okay, guys, sorry. Like, first he said, fuck you to a bunch of fans, and then he's like, okay,
fair enough.
I'll delete it.
But then he still gave us copy-paste versions on this album.
The Get Off Me song, I really didn't like. That one...
Travis, I didn't hate that one, but I just don't really remember it all that much, honestly.
That one he was doing, like, 2010 Kanye vocal effects. It sounded, like, really dated and... This is Keep Bouncing?
This is Get Off Me.
Oh. Get off me.
Yeah, it's a bit kind of nasally, kind of the stuttery flow. Yeah. I don't hate that one. I don't like the Most Ain't Dennis. I don't even know what he's trying to say there, bro.
You're not Dennis, okay?
Yeah.
You ain't the menace. There was a track called Whoa or Wow.
I like that one with A$AP Rocky. I thought that was good, decent enough. Like, it's catchy.
I was just annoyed by the hook, and there's this part where he's talking about, girl, I love your sexy ways. And it just sounded to me like a Russian immigrant kind of being like, oh, yes, American woman, we love your sexy ways.
Yeah,
like his sex bars are so awkward sounding.
Yeah, it's like when Logic tries to do like a sex jam.
Electro Wave Baby. Did you catch the sample on that one?
Let me see. Let me listen to it again and let me see if I can get it. I feel like I should know, like the piano.
It's mainly that do 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 do.
No, I don't know.
Ace of Base. All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, but all that she wants is another baby.
We need to do a compilation of when you sing songs from 20 years ago that I would never have any idea what they are.
This is a song from 1993.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
By a Swedish pop band.
How do you know this? You weren't born. Was it popular?
I have knowledge about music history. Okay,
yeah.
Ace of Base. They also had,
No, Ace of Spades by fucking
I
Motorhead.
saw the sign. I opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
This is exactly the same song as that.
Okay, fine. Whatever. The point is, that song was just weird.
Yeah.
And it was too much of a ripoff of that classic. Even though, it probably went over the heads of a lot of people. But smart music listeners like me.
Okay.
Any other tracks you want to mention? There was, honestly, some of them were okay.
Yeah,
I didn't hate the Lil Yachty one.
I mean, there's the terrible of, Too Damn High. Yeah, I'm such a fly guy. I'm like, shut up. Are you 13, bro? What the... Come on, man.
Are you flying so high in the sky like a super fly?
Like a firefly,
a firefly.
Yeah, it's not that bad, though, but that bar definitely was like, ugh, come on. Get You Gone's bad. I never liked the Get You Party song.
That one was almost trippy red
energy there.
Type vibe to that one.
Freshie was also especially bad.
Sounded dated.
Yeah.
And, weird.
Stop with the fucking XXX shit. I know we've talked about this, but, just fucking let it be,
but
man.
I gotta admit that song was...
it's not that bad of a song.
It was more in the predictable realm of Cudi songs that I kind of
and
like,
it's different.
I knew how to enjoy
it's different from some of the other stuff. It's not that bad of a song, but just as a general reminder to everyone, leave X alone. Cut it out.
Exhuming his corpse.
Yeah. I didn't mind this Tortured song either as much, just because he's talking about more kind of real shit and just there's more substance to that one. It's still not that great of a track, but
I actually kind of liked Funky Wizard Smoke.
I didn't hate that one.
And there were some songs near the end. Blue Sky wasn't bad.
I like Porchtopoulos as well. Like when it's I don't know. Like I believe those songs more than the other ones. In terms of like the more positive shit. Like.
Yeah,
he kind of sells it in a better way.
I just wish those songs weren't at the end, because like near the end, like there were some songs I liked. It was just so.
I like Rager Boys with Young Thug as well, but yeah, generally it's just like, oh, fuck,
I had been through so much already as a listener that it's just like it was punishing.
Yeah. To
get that far in the album. Yeah, there's just many ways that they could have gone in a better direction with this album.
Mm-hmm.
Shorter, could have been
easily.
Idea. Cut
like 6 or 7 of the bad tracks, and
My coworker Vince, who's a big Kid Cudi fan, here are some of his thoughts.
Okay.
He's a man in his 50s, huge Cudi head. He'll come up to me and be like, "Yeah, I was getting really into the Cudi last weekend."
Into the Cudi.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
This one left him underwhelmed. Most of the songs reminded him of something, but not necessarily something he liked. Big fan of collaboration between artists, but this album kind of made me like Kid Cudi let the other artists do his work for him. And it seemed like they didn't get the memo until they were in the studio.
I feel like features kind of carried the songs that they were on. Like, it was just, and a lot of big name features. Rocky, Wayne, X, like...
Yeah.
Yachty.
The 3 tracks he likes were Too Damn High, Blue Sky, and Hit the Streets in My Nikes.
Alright. I'm not mad at those.
Not my all-time favorites, but solid tracks that keep me dancing in my seat while I'm riding in my car.
So. Nice. Well, that's Vince Corner.
I didn't feel like calling him up.
We've been hearing more and more about him as the years go by. Josh, you want to get off?
Sure.
An album that you fucked with recently?
Sure.
Of the rap variety?
Yeah. So Rap Ferreira, formerly known as Milo, put out a new record earlier January called The First Fist to Make Contact When We Dap. It's more Rap Ferreira, so it's more like poetry based kind of stuff. It's apparently he went to Japan to make this one with a longtime sort of like dream collab producer. It's like the beats are super like sort of esoteric and kind of like weird, but he flows on them. He does like his good slightly goofy but also like very deeply poetic kind of bars. Though he's got a couple features. One of the feature the bar that stole the show for the features, I can't remember his name because I've only listened to it once, but the one bar was my safe word is I love white people. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Damn.
Thought that was pretty funny.
Is this guy actually called Rap Ferreira?
Yeah.
On Spotify and shit?
It should be.
I think some of his shit drops on like Bandcamp exclusively though.
Oh, really?
So it might be.
Yeah, I've listened to it. That's where I listened to it on Bandcamp.
It's on Spotify.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's super like poetic. Couple of listens, to really like sort of sink your teeth into it. I wouldn't say it's like Earl level, but it's like if you want to sort of sit down and really think about some stuff, you really dig deep into your brain for that one. I like in the album description on Bandcamp, he was describing it how this is the kind of rap that I like to make. This is the kind of rap I like to listen to, about how it's not just about like a culture thing. It's like a lifestyle thing. This is like where there's so many rappers talking about guns and violence and blah blah blah. And he was like, that's what I find refreshing about Rap Ferreira's music is his sort of unconventional topics about spirituality and like his use of poetry and the abstract instead of just talking about You know, but by not talking about real shit, he's actually is talking about the most real shit.
Right.
You know, like
just in a layer of academia.
Not like surface level kind of stuff. It's like deep thoughts when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. After all, I've only given it one listen, so
nice. I'm definitely gonna listen to this.
It's good.
I should get into him. It sounds like the kind of shit that I would fuck with.
And
I've heard a few things.
Mr. Susan type slapper.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's pretty good. I still prefer Who Told You to Think, that one album. Back when he was known as Milo. But this one and his last one, 5 to the Eye with Stars, are both really good albums.
Right. I remember that one a little bit. That was,
yeah,
some high level shit.
Yeah, some real classic hip hop sounds too on this one and on the last one too. So
nice.
Yeah, would recommend it if you're into that kind of sort of like underground hip hop kind of sound.
Speaking of classic vibes, remember 2017's Little Dicky?
Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about this album. The soundtrack, sorry. And I've been rewatching Dave, the show, with my girlfriend.
Honestly, when I was reading into this album and seeing that it's actually all tied to Dave episodes or whatever, I was like, oh, now it feels like I can't hate it as much because I've never seen this fucking stupid show. I don't like it though.
That's kind of the point. I would probably hate it a lot more if it wasn't for the show. But I mean, I think the show's decent enough. I really liked it when I first watched it. Now that I'm rewatching it, I'm like, he's kind of a fucking asshole through like most of it.
That's the kind of point. That's the point. Is
that
he's growing as a person. Yeah, like he starts out one place and grows.
But also, the point of the show is that like the songs in the show are like almost parodies of his songs to the point where like they're bad in the show, like on purpose to me. At least most of them are.
Yeah.
Where like if you're putting it as an album, like it's not gonna translate at all. And it's just gonna make for bad song after bad song.
I'm going back now, and actually, Professional Rapper came out in 2015.
It's been almost a decade.
That's
since
fucking
his last
insane.
body of work. Well, he had the Brain EP. Hold on, that was 2017.
The Brain EP. He had the song about pillow talking or whatever.
Yeah, with that music video. And that girl from the video is she plays. Oh,
featuring Brain, right?
She plays the character in Dave, the love interest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the show's funny enough and has a bunch of guest stars and it's just a sitcom. It's not too anything too high level or anything or artsy. Even though
the blanket going over the. Is this? Are you getting a little excited?
My penis is getting erect.
So the joke that it's when the penis reaches its zenith,
the penis
it becomes a penis.
Rises.
Or is it the phoenix?
Could be. That would be called Phoenix.
Yeah. Tenacious D already did that joke. It was called an album called Rise of the Phoenix. But it was a big penis on the cover.
Got you.
They actually had to censor it.
Yeah.
It was not a good marketing decision at all.
The whole thing of this album is like it's banking on dick jokes still being funny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Come on, man.
And like the show came out in like 2018. Like even the songs are dated. Like what's like you should have released the album when the season 2, like when the penis in the show came out in between season 2 and 3. Like that's when you should have dropped it. Instead, it comes out a year after the 3rd season ended, when no one really gives a fuck about him at the moment. And
we forgot. Who could forget Lil Dicky's Earth?
Oh, one of the worst songs of all time, maybe.
Yeah, our review of the new Lil Dicky album, which isn't even really an album, is that I was expecting more laughs.
It's not very funny. The concepts are generally pretty weak.
The main thing that worked with me was that song Harrison Ave.
I like that one a lot.
He does almost his own version of the J. Cole Wet Dreams thing, but goes into much more embarrassing detail about this horrible situation of him getting friend zoned and then going to the prom and thinking he was going to go on the date, but then the shitty boyfriend was back.
And then he had the 33rd wheel or whatever in the fucking group.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
And, but then at the end he's like, and then I learned that I was worthy of love.
That's some logic-ass corny shit, bro. Like, come on.
I'm worthy of love. Like, go back to therapy with that line. I just hate this. Like, that's...
Yeah.
You ruined a great... And, like, I was enjoying the song, too.
Yeah.
You know? And then,
it's not all... Like, there's some moments that I half enjoy. Or there's parts of songs that are like, okay, there's some moments or whatever.
The intro wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it's just kind of a whatever, spacey, vibey intro.
But what I hated about it was like how he's talking about how he's reading this hate comments, and I wish I could respond to every single person. Oh, it's true. Well, my old stuff sucked, but I'm trying to be, whatever, and I can do anything, and I actually believe in myself and all this.
And then it's an hour and 20 minutes of
bad dick music. Jokes.
Yeah.
Like, can we just, as a culture, stop making songs about the comment? Oh, I read a comment, and now, like, I have to go on a whole self-esteem journey because I read one comment or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's been done to death, the whole idea. Yeah,
this album feels very dated and just very, like, where was this in 2019? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about specific songs here, what do you think of the Ha 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 song? You see that video too where he's like the Joker?
Bizarre.
It's crazy.
Ha 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 wasn't that bad.
I mean,
it wasn't like cringe. It wasn't cringe, but like
he has
none of the jokes really made me laugh except for when he started fast rapping and then just being like, hold on a second, wait a minute, I'm the fucking loser. Why am I hate it when rappers rap fast for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that little fourth wall moment was funny. But
there's some bars in here where he was like, it's just all over the place where he's like, make the kids dance, woman lick my anus. I'm like, I don't want to hear kids and anus in the same bar, little Dicky.
You're treading on thin water, Mr. Penis. Whatever that is your name.
The Ali song is like a cringe breakup, lovesick.
Oh, he also in Ha 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 has a song about. He has a verse about Ken. Oh, you look so smooth. You look like a Ken. Oh, I should have said Barbie.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if I accidentally said something gay in a song? Oh. Like,
this is like college humor level humor.
Yeah,
like
collegehumor.com. Jake and Amir should have been rapping on this one.
Should have been featured for sure.
I'd rather hear their rap album. Yeah. Like an Amir Blumenfeld.
Fucking, I'm talking about Harrison
Ali's song I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like his emo songs are just kind of a drag, man.
I didn't mind some of the ones later on where he's like getting more real.
I Love Myself.
But I don't like I Love Myself. Burst, he has a bar about being like auto-tune like ballad about falling in love, and he was like, someday I'm gonna meet my girl one day. We gotta have ice cream sundaes. We're gonna walk around on a Sunday. I'm like, what are these nursery rhymes, man? It's disappointing.
That was my review of the album.
I didn't mind Second Coming. He has some religious bars on there.
White Kanye. He had a lot of energy on that one, and it went into some interesting places.
At least it like stuck to a theme, and it didn't have anything too like cringeworthy. So I was like, all right, it gets a.
He was rapping a little bit. Like he's not like a terrible rapper.
He's a technically skilled rapper, and like he can be a good lyricist sometimes, but it's just it's the quality difference is like staggering a lot of the time. Don't care about the I Love Myself song, just a basic fucking self-love track.
Abdul-Jabbar was
annoying.
Okay.
I didn't like that one.
Going Gray?
I didn't mind that. Song's about like aging and
kind of weak song, but
it's aight.
And maybe if you're on your emo vibes, I could see listening.
Yeah, I Met a Girl I don't like. A lot of like the lovesick shit is just like, bro, like maybe you got to change yourself and like grow up actually and like stop doing like doing some of this shit in order to find love. I don't know, man. But he says the show's like on a hiatus right now, and he says he's going to focus on his rapping. So get ready for more Little Dicky in the near future.
He's probably he's probably streaking across the Super Bowl right now.
The YG interlude was like a cool moment in the show where he's like kind of showing like YG that he can rap, but like it doesn't work as like a fucking song. Like just on a bloated album, like don't even bother including it.
Oh, why? That was that season 1?
Yeah, that was the first episode.
Oh yeah, that was actually good though.
Yeah, but as an interlude, like it just you don't need it on an album. Like it's better. Like a lot of these songs only work in the context of the show.
Okay.
So like having a whole fleshed out version on a soundtrack is just like you didn't need this. You know what I'm saying?
So that took place, like, YG was actually on the TV show?
YG's in it, like, Drake's in the show, fucking, like, Trippie Redd, Young Thug, Gunna, like, there's a lot of huge stars that are in the show.
Oh, where?
Justin Bieber, Benny Blanco, like, a bunch of Kardashians are on their show, like, it's crazy.
I hate that Benny Blanco guy.
Yeah, he's such a fucking...
Such a little weird little shrew.
Yeah. He's dating Selena Gomez now, which is wild stuff.
Dude, I'm seething right now.
Yeah, and after the album takes a nosedive, if it couldn't get any worse. No fruits or vegetables. I'm drunk. Morning
the
after.
Chiefs are winning, guys.
Nice.
How do you call it?
I'm drunk. Oh man, how funny would it be if someone was drunk?
like these concepts, man.
No fruits or vegetables at least had a funny line about I'm abusing substances with guys in the NFL.
Yeah. Talk about how he stole it. Was that the song where he talked about he stole a Perrier from Kodak Black after a show or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was.
But it's just kind of just like it's
clever.
just like it's not a flex to not eat fruits or vegetables, you know. Like Lil Yachty, Lil Dicky, like all these littles that aren't eating fruits or vegetables. Like y'all are gonna die.
That's why you're so little. I mean,
yeah. The Morning After was pretty much just like a weaker version of the pillow talking song to me, of just like a morning, like, you know, post-sex song. And
he tries to do some singing at the end.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the condom gets stuck in her pussy and he's freaking out.
A song called My Dick Sucks.
That one was like in the first season, like that was like the viral hit that he got. That was like a parody of like his earlier viral hits.
Oh.
So that's why it was to me like, oh, it was a
in
parody
the Dave universe,
of the song.
This is what gets him big.
Yeah, and it's like supposed to be kind of shitty in a way,
God.
but it's just bad. You don't need it. I don't mind the still freestyling song.
I'm gonna
honestly.
go back and listen to this Professional Rapper album because like that was good. That was like so much better. Let Me Freak. Come on, that song is hilarious.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Maybe it was just because it was, you know, we were kids at the time.
Yeah,
but,
I think going back, I don't know if it's going to age that gracefully. Yeah, still freestyling, I don't mind. Jail, I like that bit in the season 1 with the whole jail sequence.
That was funny.
Yeah, I'm
really
partial
funny.
to that.
he goes to jail.
Oh. No, it's a music video he's pitching to the studio that they're like, well, you can't release this.
Right.
Hearsay, I don't mind that one either, really. It's not too corny. It's a bit derivative. It's like some trap shit, but it's not like that bad. Hi, I'm Dave is just the theme song, so who fucking cares? And We Good, the song with Gata at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
I like that one as well.
That was good, yeah. What about the freestyle on Breakfast Club?
No, it's not on there. Even that's like a good. That's great.
That's a good rap. That's a good rap.
Yeah, it just doesn't like what like outside of like why would I listen to these songs outside of the show? You know? Question marks.
Why would you even watch the show? No, I'm just kidding.
It's
I'm sure it's not that bad. I just can't watch it because it's on FX, which is Disney.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can't support them. Me and Morgan watched the new Percy Jackson TV show.
Oh shit!
It's god awful. It's terrible. It's all on green screen and shit. Like they don't like. I didn't even realize until like one of our friends pointed it out, being like, you don't notice how like they just like walk for a few steps and then just stop and talk for a bit. Yeah, because they're shooting on green screen like the whole time. Like there's no like practical like. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Me and Dahlia watched Spice World last night.
Nice. Have you seen the show Millionaire Matchmaker on Netflix?
No.
It's in your bag. It's like this fucking girl that's like has these millionaires that are like just completely like out of touch people that are trying to find love, and it's this whole thing. It's like super trashy, like early 2000s. Cool. It's on Netflix. It's pretty. There's this one episode you should watch where this guy is such a fucking creep, man. Like it's insane. Like,
oh man, that's great.
It's so crazy. But we've been watching a bit of that.
Yeah, I got Netflix as well now. I'm paying for it myself.
Nice.
You're an adult now.
Big.
You're going gray, bro.
Hashtag adulting.
You and
like
Little
a
Dicky.
freaking boss.
Same thing, man. These jokesters.
Dave Bird, aka Lil Dicky, he's always been the Seth Rogen of the rap game in that he literally like was like studied marketing and was just like, I'm gonna like this Pineapple Express guys, I'm just gonna do that, but like be a rapper.
Yeah.
And now we've already seen Seth Rogen's rise and fall, and like Seth Rogen's way out of touch now, and he just does pottery and smokes weed now or whatever. he's afraid to do comedy movies anymore because everybody hates him. And Lil Dicky will be that guy eventually as well.
Sure.
We might be seeing that.
I'm sure. Even though it's not as steep of a downfall, it's more...
No, because he was never as much of a household name as Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right, enough of that. We can wrap up with a few quick things. Kali Uchis dropped a Spanish album.
That's why we brought this vinyl.
We'll talk about it for 2 seconds because there's not much to get into because, subject matter is... we don't speak Spanish, so yeah, exactly. But I think it's great. The singing is great.
I didn't listen to it that much, but, she's getting into some more... interesting sounds. She's definitely progressing.
She's doing more kind of like dance, like kind of not reggaeton, but like kind of more Spanish infused dance.
I don't know what reggaeton
tracks.
really is.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm talking
probably,
about.
Probably, whatever.
She's making more kind of dance Spanish type tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it works.
There's different sounds on it too. Like there's more old school Latin music.
Yeah, and there's some classic R&B stuff that we're used to hearing. And vocally, she's kills it obviously. So
yeah, a lot of more like features from other people on it as well, which is nice to see.
Yeah. And we liked her album a whole lot from last year as well. So Kali Uchis is going to continue to kill it, I think. Shout out Rick Indigo. We've had him on here a handful of times. Up and coming Texan rapper. Dropped a new song on New Year's. Solid, short and sweet track. Go check it out. We're going to try to get some more interviews with some rappers out there. Reach out if you're trying to get on the pod. We're trying to put you on.
Yeah. Especially local Ontario.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to drive any further out than Brantford. and
then Toronto. That's as far.
North is where we're willing to go, is Scarborough.
Scarborough's not north. That's way off.
Whatever. Fucking east.
Fucking Barrie.
We'll go as north as Barrie and as south as Niagara Falls.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good radius. TDE's coming back this year. They're going to go crazy. Schoolboy Q dropped 2 tracks. Blue Slides. Seems like it's going to be an introspective track. A lot of people were saying, like, it's going to be about Mac Miller because Blue Slides and shit. But it doesn't seem to be about that.
I think it's like a whole Blue Lips. Blue
Lips is the name of the tape.
Right. So
it has something to do with, like...
the whole concept.
Yeah, like keeping your mouth shut and just... Or, like, being so traumatized, not being able to speak type shit. There's
blue concepts. Is also, like... the color of the Crips. Or whatever,
there's levels, there's layers. But super excited for the Schoolboy Q shit.
Yeah, and like
both songs sound
really
crazy.
all rap heads like should just unite and be happy about this because even though like we were waiting so long that we started to get like physically angry at Schoolboy Q.
Yeah, he dropped Soccer Dad, and we're like, come on, man,
that's not good enough. But he was just cooking, and
very excited.
He looks like he's ready to come back into it on his video, at least.
And then Sir dropped a new track called No Evil, which is fucking insane.
I just listened to that for the first one on the way over here, but like he's going nuts.
Blows my mind, man. He's doing like some Gambino level, like just fucking really straight in the voice.
Higher than Gambino level.
He's going crazy.
Vocal
a lot of people like were saying like they weren't fucking with it. They prefer like his more like kind of sultry, like kind of low key R&B voice. But I'm like, man, fucking you do you, sir. I'm gonna love whatever he puts out, man.
I wanted to just talk about the Lil Nas X thing, because like I feel like Lil Nas X is a bit of a like he's a rapper that's for like kind of more mainstream audience, like young adult kind of radio listener. Mm-hmm. And, like, why not? Like, I think he's okay. Like, I think it's pretty...
I don't mind him.
Pretty catchy stuff. Like, there was a pretty good hook for it. I'm gonna hit you with the high,
This is for talking about the new song?
The J. Christ song. Like...
I heard it one time.
Whatever, it's fun. Yeah. Like, I don't...
People just, like, that's his whole thing is that, like...
People kind of hate on him so much.
Well, because he knows what he's doing. He's being the troll. Like, he did the whole... He pissed off religious people with the whole devil imagery on that one Montero song already. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, which is kind of like almost... It's almost like, well, there's other people you can piss off. Lil Nas X, you could, like, you don't have to stick with the religious imagery necessarily, but...
I take his side because it's like...
Oh, for sure.
I don't care about Jesus Christ or anybody.
Whoa, Alex. Come on.
Sorry, guys, but I don't believe in Christianity. I think why not troll them
Yeah.
a little bit? And yeah, there was like a minute of news stories, and everyone like put,
We're up in arms.
Yeah,
being up in arms about it, but like whatever.
The fact that they fucking run the country is
Yeah, you can't make fun of religion a little bit. Like now that's the big fucking
Yeah.
like I thought we were a more advanced society, like
Yeah.
but we're not. We're going back into like a Christian, like fascist, fundamental society.
Yeah. Sucks.
I don't like that,
Yeah.
and I support my man's Lil Nas X.
Let's go.
And I think like really when you take his rapping ability and his like singing and his hooks and everything, like he's not much worse than like he's not much worse or better than like a guy from Brockhampton or like like something that's marketed differently is what I'm saying. Like something that's more art house or whatever.
Right.
Like I don't think it's really that big of a difference.
No.
Just because it's kind of more mainstream.
Yeah, probably more mainstream sounding stuff, but like it's not a bad thing.
But I feel like people are kind of unfair towards Lil Nas X.
I think he knows what he's doing though. He's pissing people off for the right reasons. Speaking of pissing people off, our boy Ben and Tom, they got the facts laid out for us.
Oh, Ben and Tom, who were you talking about?
Come on, our boys.
Right, yeah.
Shapiro and McDonald, the dynamic duo.
Yep.
Crazy. What a way to start the year,
Dude.
Facts.
Went from saying rap isn't real music to now making a rap.
Yeah, I know.
Is there even much to say about it? Like, it's Tom McDonald.
Oh, look at the facts. I got the stacks. I got the racks. I've got Lizzo. My pockets are fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if I offend you.
Tom McDonald's talking about, do you want to know my pronouns? I'm the man.
Yeah, it's like the way of owning people for doing pronouns is giving your pronoun. Like, oh, you really got us. Damn, you got us.
When you get owned by the libs to own the libs.
Yeah, haha, yeah, he, him. What of it? Fuck with me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's so pathetic. Like, it's...
One of the weirdest thing about these right-wing rappers is that, like, they still have, like, the face tattoos and the dreads and everything, and it's like, that's not what, like, a conservative father wants, like, their daughter, like, to look up to, like, some guy with, like, tats and, like,
and it's just so
crazy.
much more obvious that they're appropriating the culture because they don't give a fuck about it. They're just trying to make the bag. Like,
and then they're gonna rap with like biggest nerd in the universe, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. And it's like you either are right wing and you don't really care about hip hop music, you're just trying to get the bag, or you care about hip hop music and you and by doing this you're just pandering to the right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can really be actually unless you're like a Benny the Butcher, I guess, where you can genuinely be both, I guess, but
that's not all about Benny's music.
But he's not like Benny is not it's not like an overt, like, it's not his personality, like he doesn't make it his entire.
Well, he's not rapping about like Twitter discourse stuff of like trans issues and like whatever, like whatever happened to like clean cut conservative guys, like, now everyone looks crazy. Like, I don't know. I mean, what can be said? I guess as a song it wasn't like that bad, but like it was cringe. Like, I guess it's cringe.
It's just a crazy thing to have happened, Yeah. I guess it's not that like impossible of a thing, like, but didn't have that on my bingo card for the year for sure.
No, like I've never seen like a famous right wing political commentator do a rap verse ever before. I don't think I've ever seen that, and I don't think I ever will again.
But if we do, we'll talk about it. Dude, come on.
I think it's just a matter of like what you said, appropriate the culture in order to get more streams and more revenue and stuff like that. They don't actually care about the art form of hip hop at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tom McDonald doesn't even believe in half the shit he says. He's just like, this is his audience. Fuck it, let's just do it. Like,
I read it a little bit into his bio, and he like. His dad, he's from like Edmonton or something, and like his dad like owns some like oil company or whatever.
Oh, man.
And he was working like construction jobs, shitty construction jobs, and then he like became a right wing sensation, and then like has just gone on this crazy journey. And then he put out the White Boy song, and he was like going through the comments and like shocked that there were so many people like white supremacists celebrating the song, and he was like, "What? This is what? Like this? I wasn't trying to."
Oh my god!
And he just leans into it.
So it's just like he created a monster, and now he has to just look that ridiculous and be that ridiculous until the wheels fall off, I guess.
Because like talking yourself back from the edge is apparently can't do it, right? You just might as well jump, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's mostly just a thing that everyone else on the internet made fun of, and it's not something that's genuinely. I don't know. Maybe it is genuinely popular, but
who knows?
Not with people that matter, really.
Yeah. not with the circles that we run with. So that's good.
Not with anybody I respect.
Yeah.
But I mean, as an ironic form of music, like, yeah, fuck it, let's bump some Tom McDonald, whatever.
As long as the money isn't going to them.
Yeah, I'm not going to donate to their GoFundMe or anything.
Yeah.
I'm donating to...
I'm ironically giving money to these horrible people.
I'm ironically donating to this hate campaign. I'm doing it for the bit, guys.
Is there anything else?
Happy 50th birthday, Jay Dilla.
Yes.
Rest in peace. Change the game. But that's
100%.
Not to sound like I'm like pandering to anybody, but genuinely like.
Yeah.
No, you're pandering. Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to the new Black Keys album. For being real. For being real for a sec here.
I think I'm going to listen to the new MGMT album.
Are they doing one?
They are. I listened to that fucking one with like kids and Time to Pretend last year. Oh yeah, it's good. So I'm listening to the new one.
I'm looking forward to Idols.
Nice.
To more Idols.
Oh yeah, Idols. That's right.
Yeah.
They're doing some good shit.
I listened to the new Green Day album.
Oh, me too. Let's talk about it for a second.
I don't know. It wasn't that bad.
It's not that bad, honestly.
It's probably better than whatever their last weird one was with the
Father of all motherfuckers.
With the big unicorn.
Yeah, apparently
pop
that was
art
like one of the
unicorn
worst
in the front.
things ever. You have some decent moments.
It was a little bit more back to basics.
Yeah, the song Dilemma is good, and Bobby Socks or whatever. But a lot of their fucking, I don't know what it is like.
There's a song called Susie Chapstick. Like,
I don't know what it is about.
They're
like,
really...
they're talking about like some 50s ass shit, like Bottle Rockets and Bobby Socks and fucking like this old, like I don't know what kind of era they're trying to like.
Corvette Summer.
Some of their lyrics are like, I don't know, they're just like stuck in a weird time, man.
I think they're trying to like reference, like the 50s of like, the ages when like. The American Dream kind of shit.
Yeah, I guess. When they were young, because they're all old as fuck.
They're from the 50s.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It was okay. I didn't hate it.
Yeah. I liked it more than I thought I would. I want to shout out, because I think Josh in particular would like this guy. I mean, I think Alex would too. This guy, McKinley Dixon. He put out this album called Beloved Paradise Jazz last year. I don't know how I just had it on my listen to later list.
McKinley Dixon?
I can't remember how, but he
sounds like a fucking Civil War general.
But it kind of sounds like a Don McLennan kind of guy, but it's like super like kind of jazzy and experimental shit. Okay. I think you guys would fuck with it.
Cool.
What, should he put an album this year?
No, it was from last year.
Beloved Paradise Jazz?
Yeah, it's hard. I like it.
Nice.
Okay, I'll put
That's
it on.
That's what I've been listening to. I've listened to Paris, Texas as well.
That's another one I've been hearing about.
Kanye shouted him out recently, which is pretty big. But actually, or Brad Lusso recently, or not recently, but he's been into Paris, Texas for a minute. Kind of more kind of Rockhampton-y kind of like mix of genres, and like they're definitely more like kind of rock, kind of rap guys. But I listened to their one album, Midair, from last year. It's decent. There's some moments that are just kind of like it's a little rougher on the edges, but I fuck with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's this rapper named Marlon Craft that have been kind of.
Oh yeah, he's tight. Big tall white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute.
He's on some kind of like 90s Renaissance vibe.
From what I've heard from him, he's fire. But
yeah. And now we're gonna play a Rapcast game.
Oh.
Called Sucky Sucky.
Who starts?
Who can make the best dick bar?
My dick sucks. Yeah, my dick sucks. Yeah, my dick sucks. Little Dicky type freestyle right now. I want to say the production on that album was bad too. Like it was a lot of just heavy bass and kicks and just
I think we covered it.
I need everyone to know that I don't support this.
All right, Rapcast 62.
Yes, sir. We back at it. 2024,
Run
big
it up.
year.
The Red Eye Monster, this the Akatsuki concert. Where the fuck my heart at? Why does my fucking mind hurt? This is shit I conquer. Gold chain, silk shirt, bloody by the wrong sir. Laugh tracks, bonkers.